Hello again, Internet, and welcome back to Verging Reality. Once again, we're excited that you come back to check us out. And we are coming at you today with some team introductions. Woohoo! We got a team! Who the heck are these guys doing this stuff on Verging Reality? Why should I care? Why should I come back and listen? So, we're going to just do a quick little intro. We are Verging Reality at the moment, anyway. Every once in a while, you might see some other faces pop in. We're definitely going to get some other people involved, some other friends of ours and stuff. But we are the two-headed dragon, as it were. Maybe one day we'll be like a Hydra. What, 5 heads, 4 heads? I don't know, something like that. I told you in the intro we're geeks. We talk about geeky stuff. Just live with it. You already know Virtual Reality. We're about augmented virtual reality, all that good geeky kind of stuff. And I go by Rabid Penguin. John and I have worked together been friends for 5 years now, I think. And somewhere in there. And we used to work together for a while where I got to do really cool, awesome stuff with virtual reality and was able to play with the Oculus when it was still in duct tape stage and moved on from there. We had tried a bunch of other virtual reality devices. I'm talking $50,000 like high-end commercial devices. And John can attest to the fact that I was very reticent about VR. Of course, I remember the VR from the past. I didn't get into it all that much back in the 80s because it was horrible. It just wasn't ready, right? I didn't think it was going anywhere. We had some other devices in our shop, and they weren't really giving us the experience we were looking for. But when I found the Oculus, I was at a conference in Orlando, and I just happened to run into it. Of course, it was one of the things I was looking for was head-mounted displays, and I found it. I tried it on. I didn't want to get out of it. The guy running the show, a guy named Joe, who's no longer with Joe Chin, he's no longer with Oculus. He's moved on to other opportunities. He had to ask me if I would please get out of it so other people could try it. I just fell in love. I was like, this is it. And as soon as I was forced to stop playing with it, I got on the phone and I called John and I said, I found what we're looking for. And of course, he got excited because he knew my view of virtual reality at the time. And of course, the rest is history. Oculus has launched. The Vive has launched. I own both of those. I own the Gear VR. I've dabbled with cardboard. And I've tried, I can't even count how many head-mounted displays I've tried. So I say all that to say, not to tease you and make you feel bad because I've tried more head displays than you. I have. But just so that you kind of get an idea of where we're coming from. We do have experience in the virtual reality industry, not necessarily in the entertainment industry, although we've talked with folks who are in the entertainment industry. But we have a broad range of knowledge when it comes to virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality. We've gotten to try the HoloLens. Not the Magic Leap yet. We're still hoping one of us will get there one day to get to try it. Dream. John has gotten to try the Meta VR, the Meta glasses, whatever they're calling them.
The Meta 2.
Meta 2.
Meta 2, yeah.
I tried the Sulon Cortex when it was a prototype. I mean, the point is, I have experience in the field, so when you come, you're not going to just be getting, oh, I think this is what this is about. I hope this is what this is about. I mean, if we haven't tried it, we'll tell you, but a lot of this stuff we have hands-on experience with. And so the information and news that we'll bring to you is actually going to be from people who at least have some knowledge of what we're talking about. And I just love this stuff. If you know anything about Rabid Penguin, you will know I love technology. I love it.
I can attest to that. He loves technology.
So that's just a little bit about me. I don't want to go too much. I just want whoever's, you guys coming to our page, I just want you to get an idea. Hey, these two guys are jokers and clowns, and hopefully you find this fun. But we're not just kind of blowing smoke, right? We've been doing this stuff. So, you're going to be getting. I think you're going to be getting some good information from us, and some good insights from the conversations we're going to have together. Because I don't know. You'll see. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm going to let you discover the awesomeness that is Rabid Penguin and John Grant on your own. So I'm going to turn over to John and let him introduce himself now.
Hello, my name is John. Thank you very much.
Hi, John.
All right, so my name is John Grant. I'm a technology fan. Come at it from every corner of what you can think of technology, and I'm trying it and experiencing it. And I'm a professional in much of the sense of the word when it comes to technology, but I'm also a grown-up kid at heart, and I feel like I'm 20 years old again, getting to be at the beginning stages of where VR, augmented reality, and mixed reality are today, with the release of the Oculus Rift, the HTC Vive, the development kits of the HoloLens, the development kits of the Meta 2, eventually Starbreeze, and just going, continue to move on. I could imagine HTC having a new system sometime next year. The technology is just moving so fast that it's great to be a part of this process. The great part is the hardware is going to keep going, and we don't have to really push anybody to keep moving ahead on the hardware. It really comes down to now the content, the software, and where you see some of the estimates about content being a $120 billion industry a year in 2020. Okay, think about that. Artists, 3D designers, developers, even instructional designers today. There's a lot of work that's going to have to be done, and it's great to be in that process and looking at all this technology. So on the personal side, and with Rabid Penguin and we're looking at it, and as he said, he's experienced a lot of stuff reference virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, and been involved and ingrained in part of this process of development for a while, and helping give feedback to developers and the hardware developers too, and getting people to understand where the value is. And he's done that for a while now, for almost 4 or 5 years. And the hope is that while we continue to discuss in this, that both on our personal and professional lives, we continue to move forward in this. And so you're not getting responses from us, or news from us, or reviews from us, or discussions from us that are dated, but more, hey, this week we were exposed to a variety of things, and let's let you know some of the news that we're allowed to let you know about, those kind of things. And my plan is to stay involved in this stuff on the professional side for a very long time, and have an influence and impact on it. And even though Verging Reality is starting out the way we're starting now, again, it's just a start. It's like we're starting in our garage, basically, or our man caves, and it's the most appropriate start is our man caves. As Rabid Penguin said, he's got all the gear, and really he does. He's got a little museum of that kind of stuff. The same thing with me, and it's not just us. We have kids that we expose to this kind of technology and get their feedback on it as well. And there'll be times where we, at least I will introduce my own children to this process so that they can provide feedback from their age groups. I've got teenager, and then I've got some child who's older than that, who's in a profession as well. So all of it's relevant, because what we think right now is that every aspect of everyone's lives are going to be impacted over the next 5 years dramatically with what augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality are going to become, and possibly maybe some new reality that we're really only like 1,000 people are really exposed to right now with the what am I looking for from that Google's invested in and stuff.
Magic Leap.
Magic Leap. So is it Magic Leap?
Magic Leap's the one Google's doing as far as
Yeah,
augmented
Magic Leap,
reality.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's why I asked that, because if I had been exposed to Magic Leap, it would be at the top of my head all the time, I'm sure.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, but you think of these technologies and what we're doing now with it. Oh, I love it. So, at some point in our discussions, you'll start to hear about kind of even more of the history of how we came about this. We started looking at 360 video and spherical video. And I had been working on that for many years and trying to figure out, how do you put it on somebody's head? How do I get it on in their eyeballs right there, instead of just seeing it on a regular 2D screen? And that transition to this point of, hey, let me find some kind of headset that I can look around and experience that video. And once we did that and we found the Oculus, and we're like, wait a minute, there's all this this wasn't even really built for this. This was built for game environments and all this. Oh, what else can we do with it? And I want to give a shout out to, I don't know the developer's name, but the guy who created Titans of Space. Great job, because as one of the very first experiences in VR, even with the DK1, the Oculus Rift DK1, the development kit, it was enough to really hit home the value of this kind of thing within a learning environment, an educational environment. You could imagine, I had a child in school at the time, and so it would be, I thought, wow, this would be interesting if he was in astronomy or learning science, and on the desk was sitting this headset that he could just pick up and put on, and the teacher would say, okay, for the next 10 minutes, you guys are going to experience the solar system. Much more relevant than just reading it inside a book and trying to visualize it. Instead, you get to see the impact, and would that change and have a significant impact in the development of that child's life towards science. So I'm looking forward to how all this stuff is gonna impact people, especially inside education, training, learning, all of that. So
Drash,
that's me.
They did Titans of Space. Huh? It's Drash that did Titans of Space. I just brought it up on the screen, so
right. Good job.
The folks at home can see it. If you have a VR device, up to and including, I believe he's got it working on cardboard. So if you've got a cardboard-enabled device, you can actually download it, and it's an amazing experience. Nothing to do with our introduction, but it's one of the first biggest influential VR things that we tried, because it was just, the scale and the size is just beyond belief. And
what's funny is even that is thinking about local colleges, right? We showed that to a local university, and the response was, "Oh, this is possible?" Well, astronomy and all that stuff, so it's involved in colleges, and it was just, they just didn't even have a clue that it was possible, and it rearranged their strategy for how they were going to integrate virtual reality into their educational platform.
Yep.
So that's us.
That is us. That is Team Verging Reality. Please subscribe so that you can get updates on our future videos. One of the first things we're going to start working on is basically a weekend review, where we're going to go over just some news items and articles that we found interesting for various reasons. And we will hopefully have that up on Fridays or Saturdays, kind of depending on our schedule. And then we'll be working on a schedule for other things. We'll do some individual videos. We'll do other team videos. And like I said in the intro, live streaming. Bring the kids, bring the family. This is a family-friendly, positive channel. And we plan to keep it that way. We want you to be able, just like us, like John said, he wants to involve his son. My daughter's 6 years old. She loves this stuff. My nephew's 14. He loves this stuff. I want to get them involved in this as well. So very much sit your kids down, grab some popcorn, be entertained, and join us. Engage with us. Again, Facebook at Verging Reality. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you like. Ask us questions. Tell us what you want us to find out for you. And if we can, we will. We take NDA seriously, so if somebody is nice enough to let us try something out, but they ask us to keep it quiet, we will keep it quiet until they release us from that. So if you hear some hint at something, don't ask for details. We're not going to give it to you if we're on NDAs. Otherwise, if we don't, they're not going to let us play with this stuff and hopefully bring it to you earlier than normal when they do lift the NDA on us. So, but other than that, please, again, come back, like, subscribe, keep checking us out, and we will try and keep bringing you awesome content and just plain geeky awesomeness because, I mean, look at us.
Yes, look at us. All right.
All right. We'll catch you next time, and yeah.
Adios.
See ya.